here filming on location at the memorial site in Visalia, California. And if you look here, we have an obelisk, and it also, I think it represents a maypole. And this one says veterans, Vietnam veterans, but all the way around it's got the Korean War, all the different wars, and most of them are May 30th. And then we've got Ralph Moore, who was a very famous rose ornamentalist, or whatever you want to call it. And his rose is the red miniature rose. He was very famous for miniature roses. Okay, so if we come through here, if you can pan over here, and you can see where it says St. George Medical Center. St. George Medical Center. So we know that there's like St. Dennis and St. George, and this was the Battle of the Roses, the red roses, the white roses, the blue roses. So you've got George and Dennis. Dennis also being part of that Mary Todd Lincoln bloodline. So you've got Lincoln and Washington George. So Abraham, father of great nations. So this is Ralph S. Moore, the father of modern miniature roses. We won't waste too much time on that because we don't have very much time. And so this is the rose garden. Probably, I would guess, they pulled these out of his Master Gardeners, it says. And this is Tulare, Kings County, Master Gardener Center. So this is the mayor's mansion across the street. And this is owned by the Parks and Recreation area right here. And this is a replica of a building in Italy. And what happened was I had a map that I show in my other video, and it's a California Map Art Company map. So everything's provided by the elite, to these people to make the map. And I noticed that they had this sign put next to this building. It was purposely, actually, photoshopped in there so we could see. So if you go ahead and Google search Trulli Illuminati, you will find that this is in fact part of the Illuminati Hydra. So this is a Hydra station, a water pump, the Hydra Illuminati. You can watch the Avengers, you can find more. So we're coming around to this part of the building. And we had a little friend watching us earlier, but he's gone now. So normal stuff for an office building, obviously. The whole building is a replica. But then you've got this, Antex, and it goes up to some sort of antenna device. I don't know what it is. If you know what Antex is, let me know. And white and red roses, even on St. George, they've got blue and red berries, and then over here in the St. George garden, blue and white, red and white flowers as well. And I'm not sure what geometrical pattern the obelisk is in the middle of. But like I said, Mayor's Mansion, this is Mill Creek. I'm gonna find out eventually what Mill Creek has to do with this whole thing, but somebody just said to me 3 days ago something about all of the, there's a lot of creeks that run through this town. Something about all these creeks, they all end up at Mill Creek. It all ends at Mill Creek. And Mill Creek Park runs Mill Creek, and then Mill Creek runs into Mill Creek Park, and there's another park called McDermott Park. So I can do another thing on McDermott another time. But it's also important to notice the rules here. And then we know that they're doing all this golf course stuff, all this really bad shit at the golf courses. Why do you think these people, and if any game that anybody could play in this area, it's not very big, why would it say golfing and other hazardous games? And that is everywhere. I know several people working for the government who have lived in these houses over here that travel a lot and actually are working for intelligence companies within the government. So this area over here in these houses, if you look, and you can look up this site, it will tell you that large houses surround it. This site, We'll walk over here. These houses over here are the houses that go to the dollhouse programming sites in Visalia, California. So all of the MK Ultra that's being done in this portion of California is actually being perpetrated through this base. And you can see Mill Creek cuts off, it goes down into here, and then this street leads, it's called Green Acres, and Green Acres leads to where they have the house that has the pink pantry that opens up to the underground sex chamber, which is all pink, all like I think it's like a bright pink, like a magenta pink, which would make sense, magenta. And basically, there's a pantry and there's a wall that's pink in the pantry, and you push that pink wall open and it goes down into a stairs. And during the daytime, they let the girls live in the house, and some people will live in it and take care of it, but primarily they're just there to watch it. And that is where they keep the girls while they're doing programming, and then the guys that are in the system to get their stepbirds actually live on the outside of the golf course while these women are underground being programmed, and that is very real. And we have actually seen them out at the bars with these elitists, and the elitists have, in their own ways, approached us, contacted us. They've changed their songs, like we done karaoke. They've changed their songs at the last minute, talk about like hypnotize, give you colors, make your eyes hypnotize, get niggas to rob jewelry stores for us, all this bullshit. So we were like, wow, he definitely knew who we were, because we saw that he had a monarch slave. She was like in the full monarch getup. So like with the red shoes, the blue butterfly, the black and white shirt, she was pale white, fresh from out from underground, and she was spotted with another older man just not long after that. So we know that they're like purchasing and selling these girls to be like, because like, anybody can get a prostitute these days, but it's different to get somebody who thinks you're their god or that they're like in love with them. So we'll head back this way. Here is underneath this. Right here, obviously, is not flowing right now. All part of the Hydra 7-Eleven Hydra Illuminati. So when you watch Avengers, you'll see the whole point of the Avengers movie is that actually what's going on is that they're using the Hitler Nazi war as a cover-up for the real war for ancient technology and superhuman abilities. So, and I'll do another video on my superhuman abilities, which have been witnessed by people. So, I don't know what else to show. I mean, beautiful homes, but I don't know who lives in them. So, and also I can say this, that actually in these houses, honestly, we're going to shut this down in just a second, but see, I grew up cleaning houses. My parents cleaned all the Armenian elites' houses in town and many other people. And so I grew up all summer, Christmas, whenever we had breaks, I cleaned houses. And my father remembers in